We want to put this in different notation. What kind is it in? It is in interval notation. Let's put it in inequality notation. This is saying when I start at -3, I end at 8. So basically, as an inequality, -3 to 8. X is in between them. Now, what does this mean? That parenthesis means it doesn't include it. So I do not put an or equal to. The bracket, it includes it. So I'll put an or equal to say, hey, it includes it. Because this is basically saying, hey, it's going from -3 and ending in 8. X is between -3 and 8. Interval notation is easier, personally, and that's what we sort of like. But we need to know how to change back and forth. Number 8 gives me an inequality. Wants to go. Now, let's think. Here it is at 4. Doesn't include it because it doesn't have an or equal to, and it's all X is bigger. So this guy is starting at 4 and it's going forever. So it's going to infinity. Infinity will always get a parenthesis. The 4, because it did not include it, gets a parenthesis. And there it is in interval notation. All right, they gave us interval. We got to go to inequality. This is saying, if you think of the graph, this is saying, hey, you're at -3. That says it doesn't include it, and you're going all the way there. So what is that? Well, that basically, I can see it's every X bigger than -3. Let's say we have trouble with this. We're like, I can't ever do that, Mr. Hickam. Well, you could do this. -3, and it goes to infinity. X is between them. Alligators will always eat to the right to the bigger number. You can go ahead and just sort of take this off, and here's your equation. However, we like it written with the X first. So I have to put the X first. Here's -3. Notice the alligator was eating the X. So we need to make sure we have the alligator eating the X. And there you have your answer. You can do it that way if you need to. I would like for you to be able to look at that and sort of be able to get it. But you do what you need to do to make yourself successful. Here we are. It goes from 2 to 9. X is between them. Alligators always have to eat to the bigger number. Now at 2, it had a bracket, so it included it. It also has it on the 9, so it included it. There we are with the inequality notation. They gave me inequality, said, hey, give it to me in interval. Well, starts at 1, ends at 5. Does it include 1? That says just X is bigger than 1. It doesn't include it. Here it does include it, so I'll put a bracket. Number 12. If we think of the graph, it's all X is smaller than or equal, so it includes it, but they're all smaller. They're going that way to -infinity. So this guy's going from -infinity up to -7. -infinity is an idea, so it always gets a parenthesis. 7 is included, so it gets a bracket. All right, this is going from -infinity to 8. If I think of what that looks like, here's 8. It has a bracket, so it includes it, and it's coming from that direction. So what is that? That's every X smaller than 8. We could, again, go, hey, don't know what that was. -infinity to X to 8, including 8. We could just take this off, and right there's your answer. Okay. Notice I messed up, didn't I? That had a bracket, and I had a dot there. I did not put my or equal to. Silly me. See, we all make mistakes. That's why we got to be extra careful. I did pick up on it, though, notice. 14, all real numbers. That means it's basically going from -infinity to +infinity. There would be how we would write that. This I would consider inequality notation. -infinity to infinity is the interval. This goes from -11 to infinity. So on a number line, she's at -11. And then it goes all the way this way forever. So it's going, time's running out. So it is going from -11 to the right. So it's every X bigger than -11.